Uh-oh, here comes trouble. Her name is Nikki. Doki doki ooh woo, all my heart's for you, my wonderful fiance, Seamus. Can we get some nars in chat because Mel has arrived? Hello, friends. Welcome to the kitchen. We're back. We're back for baking. We are still dropping a little bit of frames, but not like we were. Not like we were, so we should be okay. Hi, suspenders. Seamus, congrats on being the official first. Nikki is the official second, and Mel by Moonlight is the official third. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the follow, very kindly. How is everybody? You are the firstiest first, Seamus. You are the firstiest first, and it's a real stream this time for anybody who doesn't know what that means. Yesterday, in an attempt to diagnose what is going on with my frames, why they're dropping, why I'm struggling, I tried to do what Twitch Inspector said I should do and put a special code at the end of my stream key so that I could go live without actually going live and just let Twitch's servers basically test my connection and get a feel for what's going on. But apparently that method has been depreciated in OBS, but not put on the website, which is run by Twitch. That method is depreciated, and I actually went live for 8 minutes yesterday. But once I had gone live, the damage was done, so I was just like, screw it, I'll stay live for 8 minutes and we'll see what happens. Peppermint Swirls, your main account you share with your hubby. I love that, Peppermint. Excellent, welcome in. You were in the shower, you couldn't run. Definitely don't run in the shower, suspenders. Fake stream, it was a fake stream. Will, hello. It was the best stream ever. It was funny. It was funny. When all of a sudden I see people popping up in chat, I was like, oh no. And then the actual go live notification happened in Discord, and I was like, fuck. Oops. Oh, because you were there, Nikki. Yeah, exactly. It's all because Nikki was there. So if you haven't read the pinned message up at the top of chat, the way I come from my desktop to the kitchen, I remote into my via my laptop. It used to be that my laptop would play the sound for me, but for whatever reason, Chrome Remote Desktop is no longer relaying sound on my laptop, and this is not a me problem. This is something that when I look it up, a lot of people are like, why did it stop playing sound? I don't know, it just stopped playing sound. Like, this is a chronic issue. But this is the only free remote desktop app that I can easily access, so it's what we're going with. And that means all of my alerts and sounds are in the other room with my desktop, and I can't hear them over the sound of the air conditioning behind me and a fan over there. So if I miss something, please be patient. I will eventually notice. So it's one of those, like, we're making the best we can out of the situation. We're doing what we can, and there's nothing else I can do about it, so we just push forward. It's not a big deal. I tried that, Peppermint. I tried that, and here's the problem. My desktop has Bluetooth. It is enabled with Bluetooth. It will not recognize my earbuds. It can see them, but it will not pair with them. Even if I turn Bluetooth off on every other device in this apartment, it will not pair with my earbuds. It did at one point in time, but it will not anymore, and I don't know why. I know, it's very toxic, Nikki. It's very toxic. So, I don't know. Hopefully at some point I figure it out. But until then, we work with what we got. Because you know what? It's better for me to be able to bake with you guys and just have a little alert that I can't hear the alerts than to be like, sorry, baking streams are canceled for the foreseeable future because I can't hear jack diddly fuck all. It's very weird. Yes, go get those kiddos ready, suspenders, and when you come back, I should still be baking, in theory. In theory. So today we are making classic peanut butter cookies. These are the base for the peanut butter blossoms that I make at Christmas. So if you have been here for the Christmas cookie streams, you've seen this recipe. And in fact, in the Discord, this recipe is not under the Bake With Me recipes channel. It's actually under the Christmas cookies recipes, because we're literally doing that entire cookie minus the Hershey Kiss. We're just doing classic mwah, peanut butter cookies. Yes, I'm gonna bake all of the goodies. Duct tape and rope, settle them right down. I mean, you're not wrong, Seamus. But there are some people that might want to have some words with you if that's the method you choose to take. Carrie, hello, welcome in. So the recipe, and I'm just going to cover up the person's name that it's from, even though they are no longer with us, is right here, at least for your ingredients and some of your steps. There's a little bit on the back too. I know it takes a minute to adjust to the lighting. That you get to experience them. Yes, Nikki. You get a Hershey Kiss on yours because usually I use up all the dough with the kisses. If I have extra, I'll try to remember to just send you plain old peanut butter cookies if they make it that far. Usually, because the peanut butter blossoms are one of the first cookies I bake at Christmas time, the leftover peanut butter cookies are mine and Seamus's to enjoy. Well, we both suffer having all of these cookies in the apartment that we don't touch until I've dished them out. He's literally not allowed to eat the cookies, like free reign, until I have dished out the cookies for everybody else. Most of the time. The kiss is easy to take off. So I'm covering their name because I don't know who is around, how this could get back to me. It's just safety. Witness protection. I'm just being safe. It's a common last name, but it's one of those things where people on the internet can be weird. And I have in the past, while I've been baking, had some very interesting individuals come into chat to make some very interesting remarks. So just for safety's sake, yeah. Cookie hoarding, lots of cookie hoarding. So for this recipe, for the peanut butter cookies, you're going to need half a cup of butter, or you can use shortening. I am doubling this. So I'm reading you the base ingredients, but I'm doubling this. Half a cup of butter, half a cup of packed brown sugar, half a cup of regular sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 egg, half a teaspoon baking soda, half a teaspoon vanilla, 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, and I'm specifying creamy because even though crunchy peanut butter is also delicious for people, crunchy peanut butter does not work well in a cookie recipe. And 1.5 cups of flour. I almost stumbled my words there. Dr. R&B, hello. You're freaking Nana. She refused to give her your pumpkin. Can't make the pies. Now turns out her damn recipes. It's on the can. You know, that's where a lot of recipes come from, and then they just get handed down. My mom taught me how to make chocolate chip cookies, but the recipe always said original Toll House cookies. And when I first made them on stream, I compared my recipe to the back of the bag of chocolate chips, and you want to know what? It's the same damn recipe. It's the same damn recipe. How are you today, Dr. R&B? I hope you're doing well. So that is our recipe. Same, right? We are going to start with beating the butter until soft. So I did put my butter out on the counter while I was getting things ready. So if you can see well, I can squeeze it without much effort and it leaves some dents. That's what you want. That's room temperature butter. And when I open it, you can see it's not like super shiny. It's not melty. It's just soft. That's what you're going for. Thank you for the lurk. Were Phoebe's grandma's recipes on the chocolate chip bag? Yeah. Yeah. And either it's her recipe that they bought off of her, or more likely, she got the recipe from the back of the bag. I need the garbage can. I almost forgot about that part. I'm gonna have garbage to throw out. So since I'm doubling it, 1 stick of butter is half a cup, by the way. So
2 sticks is a cup. My mixer does not fit more than 2 batches at a time in it. And this is one of those recipes, because it calls for exactly 1 egg, that you have to make a whole batch. You cannot do half batches. It's just not feasible. Just not feasible. Recipe came from the can. It's probably... Sometimes it's more the elderly being cheeky in their own way. So to beat the butter, I use a whisk attachment. It puts air in better than if I used a paddle attachment. Paddle's good for like folding and combining ingredients. This is good for whipping them and beating them, breaking them up, so on and so forth. My bowl is also not locked in. That would have been bad. Set that to beat. Something just tipped over in the island and it startled me. And then we're gonna beat in the salt, soda, vanilla, egg, and peanut butter. So we're gonna have to get all that together. First, I need this to be whipped. Gotta get going. There we go. Okay. Let me whack this off. So that I get most of the butter back in there. Need my spatula so I can scrape. You don't have to do this part, but I think it helps make it combine better. I scrape all the butter back down into the center now that it's whipped soft. So even though it was room temperature soft, this just kind of makes it easier for it to combine with the other ingredients we're about to put in. Okay. So salt, soda, vanilla, egg, and peanut butter. We need a teaspoon of salt, because I'm doubling it. Remember, I will remind you of this frequently. I am doubling this recipe. Nivex, hello, how are you? Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Theme stream is stabilizing the longer we go, which is good. If I can get all of the dropped frame jitters out on the starting soon screen, I'll take it. I'm going to pour this over the garbage because inevitably some of it spills out. 1 teaspoon salt. Baking soda. I need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Scrape it off on the lid. In it goes. Drying out your car again? What happened to your car? It leaks in the heavy rain? That sounds like a needs a repair problem, Knivex. Vanilla. We need a teaspoon of vanilla, but first we have to sniff the vanilla because vanilla smells better than it tastes when it's by itself. Smells so sweet, tastes so bitter if you just take a sippy sip. Turning it off and then back on again. Oh my god, Nikki. 1 teaspoon vanilla. I'm going to call that in for now. You try your best to prevent it. That's fair. That's fair. We need 2 of the eggs, which is both of them. If you're worried about shell in your recipe, crack them into a bowl. If you're not worried about shell in your recipe, or if you're just confident like I am, and they're not farm fresh where you have to worry about blood spots, crack them into your recipe bowl. There's 1 egg. There's 2. Got dinos, books, and more ponies. Ooh, Carrie, let's go. Leaking due to rust in the trunk area. Ooh, rust's terrible. Getting turned on. Oh my god, Seamus. I still haven't gotten the squirt bottle emote yet, just for you. And then I'm gonna need 2 cups of peanut butter. I'm not gonna need this anymore, so I can put these and these away. No, I'm gonna need sugar. I'm gonna need the half cup for sugar. Or will I need 1 cup? We're gonna have to do them in half cups because... Oh, we need to add the sugars in too. Whoops. I skipped a step. I read over it. Here's the thing. We're just going to stop on the peanut butter for the moment, and we're going to get the sugars in there and beat this together, and it will be fine. And you want to know how I know it'll be fine? Because it'll be fine. We need a cup of each kind of sugar. My pro remembers people are wrong. It's not petty, I need to let it go. Right, Nikki? In the entertainment center. Oh, you must be putting wires through it or something. I got ahead of myself on the recipe. These things happen sometimes. I was like, wait a minute, where's my sugar? I don't remember ever having to use the half cup constantly. Because I normally don't. I just read ahead. I need my other bag of sugar. Looks like Seamus and I are going to be getting sugar and flour the next time we go to the supermarket because I'm into my reserves. Holes for all the wires, not enough holes. Ooh. You must be the better bird, right? Be the better bird. Okay. There's 1 cup of plain sugar. And then we need 1 cup of packed brown sugar. Now I'm going to be combining dark and light brown because I have this much left of dark brown and then all I've got is light brown. It's just a difference in molasses content. It's not a big deal. Again, it'll be fine. I need a spoon though. I don't know how to bird better than the better bird that birded better. Ugh. And when they say packed, they literally mean packed. Squash it in there. A single batch makes about 3 dozen cookies, so we should get 6 dozen minimum. It depends on how big you make the cookies when you put them on your trays. Real fast, I'm gonna pack down what we've got. It is a lot of cookies, but 3 dozen is just not enough. Because inevitably what happens is I share these with people. So my dad will get some, and my brother, and Marissa, and they're just nice to have available to grab and snack on occasionally. And I don't like having cookies for just like a few days. I like having cookies for a week and a half. Because cookies are delicious. They are my guilty pleasure. But only good cookies. Like, there are definitely some store-bought cookies that I am just like, I don't know what the ingredients are in this, but it just tastes fake. It doesn't taste delicious. And I don't like them. I'm looking at you, Oreos. I don't like you. You're gross. I said what I said. I eat Oreos because there's literally nothing else to have for a quick snack, not because I enjoy them. And nobody can change my mind on the fact that they are disgusting. Asking how much they were. Aw, that's so good, Nikki. That's so good. Which tickets were they? A Diamondbacks game. I am sure that those memories will be something that that family cherishes for a very long time. Okay. And then this will go in with a big old kathunk. In 2 parts because 2 separate sets of sugar at 2 different moistures. We're going to beat together what we've put in there, and then we'll add in the peanut butter. Then we'll add the peanut butter. Ka-funk. That's right. Yeah, I'm glad that your family is holding your nephew accountable, though, for his actions, because so many people would be like, it's a rare opportunity, just let him go anyways, and that's not good. It's just not good. All right. That is beaten together. Get this out of the way again. Now it's peanut butter time. Or as Seamus calls it, penis butter. I promise this is made with exactly 0 penises. 0, none. Never touched. There's no dick in the box. It's fine, I promise. Peanut butter. So I won't need this after all. I'm just gonna get the loose granules out of it and put it back in the drawer. Seamus. In the center of the nut butter? You mean the giant hole where Seamus has eaten almost the entire container of peanut butter? It is nut butter. And you know, almond milk is really just nut juice. I'm just saying it's nut juice. Here's my other big spatula. This one's not as like heat safe or nice, so I use it for things like scraping the last of the peanut butter out. Fun fact, I did not realize not all spatulas are created equal, because I grew up with my mom having like really good spatulas, and I went to make caramel once with what I had in my apartment here, and I melted the spatula into the caramel because I didn't know. That was a failed batch of caramel. It's a big dick hole. Yep. Did that. Had to start fresh. Learned my lesson. Now I know. I'm trying to get the like inner lip. Do not throw nut butter at you. I'll do what I want, Nikki. Your manager had a talk with you after you accidentally told him, remember that you can get a nut butter sandwich at the snack bar? Oh, no. It is nut butter, though. It comes from a nut, and it's been made into a butter form. This is not an incorrect statement. It's just funny because we are immature adults. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay. This one's empty. I'm not going to get any more out of it. Run water into it so that it'll be easy to clean out the rest of the way. And I got to get the fresh one open because there is not a cup in here yet. Isn't comfortable handling their nuts. You can butter these nuts. Oh my god, Seamus. Your mouth was being lazy. Fair. Fair. It is more syllables than PB&J. Okay, that gets that filled. Now for the inevitable struggle of getting the seal off of the lid. I swear to God they use better glues now than they did when I was a kid. Because these things used to just like fall off. Here's another interesting fact. I don't actually like peanut butter by itself. But peanut butter cookies, I enjoy. And I like things that have peanut butter in them. But for a long time, I didn't like PB&Js. Because turns out most people make it with extra peanut butter and not enough fucking jelly. Rude. Fucking rude. Give me the jelly, baby. I'm here for the jam. Not for the nut butter. A petri dish by using the wrong chemical. Oh. Oops. Whoopsies. R.I.P. to that petri dish. Okay. There's one cup. And I think I need two. I need 2 cups. And you do have to push on it just to make sure there's no air bubbles. But I did that part, so we're good. You gotta pack it in, pack it in. And then get it back out. And then we do it again. We need 1 more cup. Yeah, I'm gonna pack in all of that nut butter. All of it. Every last juicy bit of nut butter into my measuring cup. I swear to God, I do not understand how my baking streams turn out like this, but I'm here for it. This is also why anytime I take clips of my baking content and try to put it on TikTok, it goes nowhere because TikTok does not like that kind of content. We are gremlins, and it's all good. It really doesn't. A lot of the times, my typical view range on TikTok is around 800 to 1200 views. My baking TikToks usually only get like 400. Some of them go nowhere. It depends on what part of the baking content it is. But since a lot of it is like how we're having conversation right now, you know what I mean. Just chat during your next break. Get that cleaning done. Cleaning is important. All right, now we can whip that into shape. Get in the bowl. You're not supposed to be on my hand. Cookie batter. Silly cookie batter. I'm very pleased that DroidCam, knock on wood, is behaving today so far. May, hello, welcome in. How are you, Bubbly? Hi. Thank you. I found this on Amazon, and my favorite part about it is the fact that it's a crisscross back. It's not a hang around your neck, because I don't like things hanging off of my neck like that. I'm doing good, May. I'm making peanut butter cookies. How can that be a bad day? I'm a little late to stream because I couldn't sleep very well last night, but it is what it is. We're here now. That's the important part. Oh, it's nice and combined and creamy. Oh, yeah. Whack it off. And the scent of peanut butter is now overflowing the room. Okay, good enough. Set it down. 3 ingredient ones, so gluten-free. Oh, nice. Nate, hello, welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing well. You need one like that? Yeah, it's Amazon, and it's the best apron I ever bought for myself. It also has, like, giant pockets. My entire hands, like, this is me touching my fingertips to the bottom. It goes all the way up to my wrists. Like, it's super nice. Okay. Now we have to sift and add the flour, of which we're going to need 3 cups, because once again... Oh, I already have it. I already have it out. I am doubling this. I think it's just extra flour off the bottom of that, but it could have been stuff getting sprayed. Good to see me. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. It's always nice to see teammates in chat. My wonderful, lovely EBGG teammates. We have such a good stream team. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Okay. Now I'm pouring out of the bag so that then I can pour the bag into my glass container, because my glass container sure as shit does not have 3 cups in it. So the bag's gonna have to go in there anyways. I might as well just use the bag to pour into here. Yeah, that's close enough. Should I weigh the flour? Yes. Do I have a weight that I'm supposed to use? No. Sleeping last night was awful, you feel me? Yeah, Bubbly. It sounds like you had a rough night too. And then I'm just gonna sift it into the bowl. And I personally, like, I've used a sieve, the handheld ones, but I personally really like my crank handle. It's not for everybody, but I really like my crank handle. When I started watching a lot of baking YouTube and I saw the sieves that everybody was using where they hold it and they shake it, I was like, oh, I want to be more professional. I want one of those. And I tried it. And I didn't like it as much, so I went back to my crank handle. I don't know, I go faster with a crank handle. I feel like it's superior. That's just my preference, though. Thank you for the lurk, Peppermint. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, and then, so I don't get a facial of flour, I'm going to pre-mix it with my paddle attachment into our wet ingredients. The first time I realized I would get facials, because this machine is not like my mom's KitchenAid that I grew up with and was used to, was during my first year of Christmas cookies with it. And I just dumped all of my ingredients in the way I normally do for the flour and turned it on. And I had to redo the recipe. So much flour came back out of that bowl. It was wild. So now I just roughly combine it to prevent that. No, Seamus, no. Unless it's at a spa. I like a spa facial. But not just any facial. Thank you. I feel the need to clarify that. Oh yeah, look at that beautiful dough. Oh, it's so lovely. Gorgeous, darling, gorgeous. And I just want to get a lot of this off. This dough is not going to whack off of here, so I'm just peeling it. Because I do want to give it a scrape with my spatula so that I can get anything that's on the bottom that didn't quite get picked up into the dough. Because even though it has this scrapey side to it, it's still, like the tip doesn't necessarily get down in the crevices. So I just want to give it a good lift from the bottom and switch what is where. And give it one more mix. You're gaining weight just looking at the dough, Kodachi. I understand that. Welcome in. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I think that paper towel is pretty much kaput. All right, that looks good. That should have gotten everything incorporated. Oh, it's such a lovely dough. So good. So deliciously, wonderfully good. Everything's off of it. So I am just setting this stuff over here right now. I don't think I'll be making a third batch. It would be very unusual for me to make a third batch, but I typically don't put anything into the sink until I'm ready to, unless I know for a fact that I can. Get that stuff out of the way. Need to do some loose cleanup so that I have space to get all of the cookies onto trays. Because there is no such thing as a clean space when you're baking. Not for me anyways. I make messes and then I pick them back up. I need to turn on the oven. So this is one of those things where I think I'm a little different from most people. I do not turn the oven on until I am ready to start putting cookies on trays, because I have time while I'm putting it on trays for the oven to preheat. The oven gets preheated for this recipe to 375 Fahrenheit, which is, I don't know how many degrees in Celsius on this one. It should be in my Discord somewhere, or Google is your best friend, but let me turn the oven on to 375. And I find it's especially important during the summer. I know you can't see me. I'm putting my trays on their little stand. It's important during summer to not turn the oven on until you're ready to use it, because holy fuck, it's hot out. And the ovens heat my whole apartment up, as you might suspect. So I try not to turn it on until I absolutely need it on. Facial these nuts. Oh my god, lovely. You tell him. You tell him. I'm gonna pick up my ingredients. And this is part of the clean as you go philosophy, because it makes life a little easier. If you just get things out of the way as you go along. And if I need to pull them back out, I can. I shouldn't, though. That goes up there. This goes above the stove. The air conditioner on my back felt so nice. Oh, and while we're here, 375 is approximately 191 Celsius. Okay, so it's probably 190 that would be used. It's usually rounded. Into my container goes the rest of the flour. And you may be thinking, it's getting awfully full. But if I shake it... And this is why you should weigh flour and not measure it. You can see I've just gained a whole bunch of space. They actually talk about in the cookie book that I have, that's from no recipes earlier than the 1960s. It's an old book. They talk about the fluffing method and the dipping method and different ways to measure flour to try and get a consistent rate, since they did not weigh the flour even in the, 30s and 40s and 50s. There we go. Flour is contained. All of those plugs, all of them bubbly. Okay, now I've got space. Now I've got space with which to work. I need a bowl. Oh, I need the sugar again. Duh, we have to roll these in sugar. That was one thing I shouldn't have put away. Okay, sugar. I need the rolling bowl. Or a rolling bowl, really. I can get away with this one. Whew. Things got stuck where they're not supposed to. Sifting the flour before measuring it. Yup, that is one of the methods. I do it in the opposite because I'm a heathen. Put some sugar in the bowl for rolling. Leave the sugar out, just in case. Get water. So good. Water is so freaking good. And then I need my scoopity scoop. That is the bigger scoop. Where is my small? There it is. This is my preferred scoop. It's been washed. It's just got a little bit of past dough still stuck in there. It's fine. It's not going to hurt anything because, like I said, it's been washed. This is a size number 70 scoop, and I believe a 70 is about a tablespoon. Scoop those bowls and roll them gently. I do not handle these balls gently, Seamus. Not at all. I also needed my pressing glass and a fork. I will explain. So, with these cookies, traditionally you fork them down, and I find it a little easier if I gently press them with a flat-bottomed glass first before I hit them with the fork to put the standard design in there. We've got cookie scoop, fork, sugar to roll the cookies in, and a glass to press them down. And of course, all of our lovely dough. I like air bake trays, so I will be working with air bakes. Puberty scoop, and I'm not sure that's the same thing. Break time again, excellent. Yeah, no, the puberty scoop would not be the same thing as a cookie scoop. Give it a little squashity squash. Roll it in ye olde sugar. And onto the tray. And I know I can get 16 cookies per tray. So every third tray, we've made 4 dozen. I am estimating we will make 6 trays of cookies, minimum. Probably. Somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. And for these ones, because I'm not just plopping them on the tray, I'm mainly using the cookie scoop to get an equal amount of cookie each time I grab. When I was growing up, I did not have cookie scoops. We did the teaspoon method where you had 2 teaspoons that you were scooping with, and you'd scoop, scoop, drop. 40% humidity? Oh, barf. I don't know what the humidity is for here aside from disgusting. And I think it's like 91 Fahrenheit outside or some shit. Maybe it's only 80, but it feels like 90. According to my phone, wake up phone, it is 76. I don't believe it. What do you... Oh, no, there it goes. It updated. It's 81. Severe storm risk. That makes sense. What is the humidity? I need the day. Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't care about your trial. 84%. We have 84% humidity right now. So, disgusting. The heat index, yeah. Yeah, it's gross. I took a nap briefly because, like, I woke up at noon, was just too tired for life still, laid back down around 2, and was woken up around 3 by thunder. Which I'm okay with. I like a good thunderstorm, but that was all we got. Was a couple of rumbles of thunder and a sprinkle. So instead of helping the humidity go down, it just skyrocketed it up. So it is disgusting here. That's the risk I take, though, when I bake in the summer. AC on again today? Yeah. You're hoping for something to happen? Fingers crossed for you, Nikki. Fingers crossed for you. We do have an ad break incoming. My apologies, friends. During baking streams, just like nail art, I can't pause for the ads. So, if you get stuck in ads, I am sorry. I promise we're not having too much fun without you. We're just putting cookies on trays. I'm just fondling peanut butter balls, my nut butter balls. all of the nut butter balls. Drop again tonight? That's good. That's good. Like, honestly, I can take some pretty high temperatures so long as there's no humidity. It's when the humidity gets involved that I would like to just yeet myself into a vat of, like, liquid nitrogen. It's when I miss being a kid and going to my grandparents the most because they had a pool. Someday, I would like a pool. That has always been on my wish list. Because it just sounds lovely on a really hot, sticky day to go take a dip in a nice, refreshing body of clean water. I don't mind certain lakes, but pools are better for me. I prefer pools. We have showers as well. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Too much moisture in the air is making your head not happy. Yep, I understand that, bubbly. Oh yeah, I wear military grade sunscreen according to Seamus. It is SPF 70 broad spectrum. Anything less and I will get a burn. I know there's like talk that it doesn't actually go above SPF 35, but there's a difference for me. I can get away with SPF 50 if I reapply more frequently, but SPF 35 does not work for me. It is not enough. The key though is the broad spectrum. If I don't get broad spectrum, I'm boned. 71, that means the humidity is very uncomfortable, sometimes called oppressive. Yeah, oh, I believe it, Dr. R&B. I believe it. My hands are getting all greasy from the butter and the peanut butter. What in the fuck? Oh, it's a chunk of brown sugar that didn't break up and mix in. Get rid of that. Nobody wants a giant chunk of brown sugar to just crunch down on. As an indicator of comfort. Gotcha. You want to get boned, Nikki? I'll believe it. I believe it. Seamus is about to proposition you. You volunteers tribute. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But alas, Nikki, that would require you coming back to New York. Just saying. I know that's not feasible at the moment, but just saying. Okay. Some of the grease off. In the winter time? Maybe. We'd be those lunatics walking around in like shorts and t-shirts. Okay. Gentle press. Because some of it will be done with the fork, but we're just giving it a good start. The key is the flat bottom on the glass. Because a lot of glasses have like the cupped bottom, and it just doesn't work the same. And then it's quite literally just press your fork in. The lines will remain. I go one direction and then I'll go the other. Just a nice classic peanut butter cookie. And I'll be making these again in like 2 weeks. I will be doing a lot of baking in like 2 weeks, not on stream. So we're going camping the first 2 weeks of August, basically. And when we're up there, it was always tradition that my mom would bake like 6 different kinds of cookies and bring them with us. Just dozens upon dozens of cookies. Because we would go for 2 weeks. Seamus and I aren't quite going for 2 weeks, but 10 days. And we would have the cookies for the entirety of the time we were there because you're not baking at camp. And it wasn't just for us. Like, this is a family camping trip. My entire extended family on my mom's side pretty much will be there. And people will filter over to get cookies, and they'll come with us when we're hanging out to play cards and stuff and get tossed on the table for people to eat. Like, it's a whole affair. And I continue, of course, that tradition. So I will be making peanut butter cookies, oatmeal raisin cookies, snickerdoodles, and potentially chocolate chip cookies in bins to go with us camping. That's going to be a fun time. You're having flashbacks to baking? It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Hit 2, we can be violent. How hot it was, yeah. Yeah, Arizona would be much better in the winter than in the summer, for sure, Nikki. 100%. I'm pretty sure my oven is ready, but I'm gonna get a second tray prepped before I put the first one in. Did you used to bake commercially, Dr. RMB? Is that what you're having flashbacks to? Because it seems like you can hear me, so I'm guessing that you have turbo or you're just not getting served ads. Turbo is fantastic, by the way, for anybody who eventually hears this and doesn't know. Big for fun. And yes, Turbo, yeah, I love Turbo. As soon as they introduced it, I dropped some of my subscriptions, not because I don't like those people, but because I was subbing to them out of necessity. I moderated for them and I needed to not get stuck in ads. But subscribing is very expensive over a large span. Turbo is useful for anybody who regularly watches 3 or more streamers and doesn't want ads. It's so useful. Streamer still gets paid as if you watched ads, and you don't have to look at them, and it works across the entire site. And I think it's really important now too, because from what I'm hearing, they're starting to put ad breaks in VODs, and that's not something that us as creators have access to manage. I don't blame Twitch for it. I think ads during VODs is going to be very important to the sustainability of Twitch. But it does mean like more value to your Turbo sub if you are somebody who goes back to watch VODs at all. Yep. Because the reality of Twitch is the most money they're going to ever get is from people choosing to advertise on Twitch. And that's true for streamers too. When you really break it down, streamers that are making it big are not making their money from regular subscribers so much as the ads that get served to everybody who's not subscribing. I think it was Jinxie. Somebody big released their earnings statement for a month, and 60% of their earnings came from ad revenue. But they are a big streamer. We're talking like 500 plus people watching them at any given time, average. So when you're first starting out and you're small, subscriptions make a big difference because you don't have the audience to get the ad revenue, but it eventually crisscrosses. It's just one of those things, if you're going to make it like a serious run at even just going part-time with content creation, like you've got to look at those kinds of factors. 29K for you would panic. So the secret, Nikki, is you turn off that stat. I do not know at any given time how many people are watching me, and I prefer it that way. I used to have that stat on. I used to be able to see, and even though I thought I was immune to it and I wasn't letting it affect me, the reality is when I would see the number drop and all of a sudden I went from there being 12 people to only being 8, I would feel like I wasn't funny enough. I would feel like I wasn't entertaining enough, like I wasn't doing something right. And I would try harder in theory. But when you're getting inside your own head like that, it's kind of, damning. So I finally just turned them off and I've been so much happier. The second thing I did was I turned off my follower amount because people are going to do what they're going to do. And I would have my numbers, like your followers go up and down. Whether that's because Twitch is unfollowing people when they hit a certain limit, or people are just like coming back in and they're like, oh, I followed this person when I rated in, but I don't really know them. And I don't know that this is the content for me. And then they unfollow, or an account gets deleted, or it's found to be a bot. Like there are so many reasons why you could lose a follower. But watching your follower numbers drop while you're live is also very detrimental to your overall mood as a streamer. So I turned that number off too, and now I don't look at it. And it's way better. Real-time view count for, I don't have real-time view count on, I don't have follower number on, and I don't have viewers present on. I look at the stream summary at the end and go from there. Because once I'm done streaming, if I'm like, oh man, I didn't pull in as many people this stream, it's not affecting my stream as a whole. And that is important. That is important. And I don't think it gets talked about enough for small streamers who are just starting out, because a lot of people don't explain it that way, I guess, about the mental health side of it and not wanting it to affect how you appear on screen. But I also think, and I think this because I was also under this impression for a little while, people start streaming with a misguided perception that people are there to watch them play a game. And the reality is, unless you're in like the top 1% skill level of a game, where you're like really freaking good, people are there for you. And they're there to be entertained. And if you can't entertain them, they're not going to stick around. So it's a performance. And I'm still learning the performance side of streaming because I traditionally am a very quiet, reserved person. I don't like to be looked at, if that, makes sense. Even though I like streaming, there are certain things that would just embarrass me. And I'm actually using streaming almost like a therapy to get past those things. Jazz, hello, welcome in. I think I missed things. Cookies, please share. I mean, I could, Jazz. I could. Peek to see who's in chat is if viewers chat a crochet related thing that I was gifting to some. Yeah, absolutely. And here's the other thing about chat related numbers. Twitch is a very persnickety about how many tabs you have open and being counted as a viewer in those tabs. The magic number is 2 tabs. You can lurk 2 streams and that's it. As soon as you open a 3rd stream, it stops counting the very first tab that you opened. You'll still show up in their list of people who are in chat. So they'll still see you there, but you will not actually count as a viewer. And that's why people get these discrepancies where they're like, I can physically count in my chat right now that there's 30 people, but Twitch is only saying I have 12 viewers. Well, A, Twitch takes 2 minutes to update the number of people who are actively viewing. So every 2 minutes it refreshes and gives you a fresh number. A lot can happen in 2 minutes. And B, if any of those people have one of 2 things happening, either A, they have more than 2 tabs open and you are tab number 1, or B, they are using a browser that times out tabs for resource saving purposes. I'm looking at you, Chrome and Opera, and your tab goes to sleep, their view is no longer being counted. And so you may physically count people that Twitch is not. And again, that can be very detrimental. Or you banned them, right? You're close enough that they wouldn't go stale in the mail. Message me, Jazz. I'm gonna have plenty. I'll tell you what the terms are. People in chat help in that aspect too. Yeah, absolutely. They can lose a view streak if they have too many tabs open. That is also correct. That is also very correct. And these are things like that have been hotly debated for a while. But I can tell you with absolute certainty that the magic number is 2, because I like to lurk streams for drops. And if I am lurking a stream for, say, for example, a DBD drop, because that's usually the game that's dropping something, they drop frequently, and I pull up that 3rd tab, I no longer get credit for my drops. It just goes away. That's how I know the magic number is 2. You're on your way. Message me, Nikki. I'll tell you how you get cookies. I am willing to send out a limited amount, but there are terms and conditions. Good cookies wouldn't make it to you, sadly. Why not, Bubbly? It did used to be 3 Nivex. It did. You'll send titty pics? Oh my God, Nikki. So it wouldn't, yeah, I'm pretty sure they have gotten a little more strict. And it comes back to them needing to be a little bit more cognizant about monetization, I think, and payouts, because Twitch traditionally is underwater. It's not making money. You'll ship them yourself, Seamus. There will be something you don't want in that box if Seamus ships them, Nikki. I am guaranteeing it. Or maybe you do want it. But the opposite end, that's fine. I have shipped cookies to Hawaii before. Hi, Wazo. The usual terms of getting cookies from me is I've assigned a price point per cookie plus $5 for shipping. 10 if you're in Alaska or Hawaii, because it is a little more expensive. It was, I'll find out the shipping costs and you just pay me the shipping, but I was reminded gently and kindly by my friends who took me up on this offer the first time of, you should charge for your ingredients. It's kind of important. And I was like, you're right. You're right. So that's how I'm doing it at this point. I can't send to everybody, obviously, because then I would have to make more cookies, but I will probably have a dozen or 2 extra that I could ship. Remember how I said I share? I do share. and a little bit of time. I consider, since I am streaming it, and this is only because I'm streaming it, Jazz, I consider my time paid for by the little bit of revenue that stream is going to make. Every platform, including text that you I will enjoy all those notifications. Dickie, there was a cafe near my old job that sold giant chewy peanut butter with an entire Reese's cup in the middle. Holy crap, Wazzo. Holy crap. No, you don't get one cookie each. That's fair, Bubbly. That's fair. Not having money right now is totally fair and totally understandable. I'm just putting it out there. I wouldn't just send them to any random stranger necessarily, but most of you who are in chat, in fact, I think all of you who are in chat are regulars at this point that are chatting. They're so good. Adds cookies to the grocery list. Exactly, Nivex. Yeah, Nikki is a close friend. She gets Christmas cookies every year. Nikki has had these cookies with Hershey's Kisses in them that she pulls out because Nikki is a strange alien being that doesn't like chocolate. It's not an allergy. She doesn't like chocolate. We love her, but she's weird. They're still good though. Nivex knows you. And I've seen you around for at least a week or two, and you haven't been a creeper, and that, that goes a long way. That goes a long, long way. One of your local friends doesn't like chocolate either? Another weirdo. We love them, but they're weird. I wouldn't love you if you weren't weird. I mean, fair, because birds of a feather do flock together. People think I am strange because I don't like bacon. And to be fair, bacon doesn't like me. Gotta squish the dough back together. It's getting crumbly from all the scoops. I am, however, everybody's best friend when we go out for breakfast because almost every breakfast diner serves bacon as the side. And I just don't say no, and then my friends get extra bacon for free because it was going to come with my meal anyways. They don't discount the meal because you take the bacon off, so I might as well just get the bacon and give it to my friends. The occasion for cookies today? The occasion for cookies is my cookie jar is empty. And I identify as a 90-year-old grandma that must always have a full cookie jar. So we're making cookies. Bacon for my table mates, exactly. Working on crochet projects. I love that. I love that. Yes. I love streams like this for that same reason, May. I like lurking in them too, so that I can work on stuff and just enjoy the creative vibe. And that is why Jazz and I are pushing hard on Fool to do a crochet stream, because damn it, we all need that. We all need that. It's hard to believe I ran out of cookies after Christmas time. Those cookies were gone by February. But you have to remember, Wazo, most of those cookies get given away. I might bake something like 100, what was it, like 113 dozen I made this past year, something like that, of cookies. But I give away at least 100 dozen of them. They're just poof, gone. Back to lurk cleaning. Absolutely, Nikki, enjoy your cleaning time. 220 model horses, let's go! Fuji, hello, welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. That looks like an Om-Nom emote, and that is a very accurate description of what's happening here. From your birthday supper with your mom. Now you hang out and sell drugs virtually? For legal purposes, Jazz is talking about a game called Schedule 1. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm having fun making some cookies. Looking forward to hopefully getting a good thunderstorm today. I love a good thunder and lightning storm. Especially at night when you can watch the lightning. If I can ever find a safe place to photograph from, I would love to photograph lightning. The key is finding a safe spot. Because I don't want to get hit by lightning. I just want to photograph it. And now that I've got a shutter release cable, it is theoretically possible. You were initially confused? Yes. Yes, Schedule 1. You don't hear about it as much anymore. The craze, like the initial Insta craze, has definitely died down. But there are still some last vestiges like Jazz that are selling them drugs. And I'm here for it. I never got into it. Because if I was going to play a game like that, I would want to play with my friends. And as I predicted, it was a quick burn. And then they had moved on to another game. And at that point in time, I did not have, what was it, like $15 or $20 to spend on a game that I didn't think I was going to long-term play. So no regrets. I had some FOMO, but no regrets. Scratches your ADHD itch now and then? Yeah. That makes sense. And you gotta scratch that itch. You gotta scratch it real good. Okay, I need to not only wipe off of my hands. Oop, I already had a paper towel. Oh well. But I need to wipe off the scoop because I'm starting to have trouble hanging on to it from the sheer amount of grease between the peanut butter and the butter. Lots of fun. You spend so much time making different strains. Yeah, there's so much to discover. And I guess some of the strain names are actual, like, names that exist. Seamus, thank you for the giant emote at some point. I just saw it now in my my activity feed. Also been getting ghost hugged. Oh no, Jeff. If you need help not getting ghost hugged, contact me. I'll get ghost hugged for you. I'm gonna have to try to get in on one of the upcoming community nights before I go away for vacation. I'm gonna be so sad. I have such a good streak going in Fool's chat right now. And I don't think Twitch has introduced yet the mechanic by which you can save your streak by going and viewing a VOD. So I'm gonna lose like my 40 or 50 stream streak to vacation. And I, like, part of me is like, I'll just try to get in briefly on mobile to save my streak, but we are not going to have that good of a mobile connection when Fool is live where I'm going. So that is just not going to happen. I'll just have to rebuild. He's the only one that I have consistently managed to maintain that streak with. Everybody else, I end up missing a stream here and there. And I've given up. Ophelia, hello! You need to confess something? What do you need to confess, Ophelia? I don't think it's active yet, Dr. RMB. I don't think that streak saving feature is active yet. It was like half an hour ago. Listen, it's fine. Twitch mobile does suck. It does suck. And that's weird that you wouldn't have them on Apple, but you had them on Android. How interesting. And his Dino Nuggies in the post office. Hey, Ophelia, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. At some point, Ophelia, you should play Ready or Not with my brother and I, and then you're gonna feel like a saint. Well, my brother, John, and I, you'll feel like a saint, I promise. because we're ruthless. We usually die for it. We get what we call too penisy, which is where we get really cocky and we just like go in guns blazing and get shot in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, she's got Ready or Not now. 2 Twitch friends recently lost. And one couldn't. Oh, that sucks, Dr. R&B. That sucks. Left only 1 dead this time. Nice. Are you trying for the S rank? All right. I only have 1 more tray I can prepare. I'm pretty low on dough, so I'm gonna put the first tray in the oven. So I need to get my timer out. We are gonna bake these at 375 Fahrenheit, which I have been told is 190 Celsius, for 10 to 12 minutes. 10 minutes it is. So let me put the first tray in. Oh, hit the start button on the timer. Yeah, to S rank, Ophelia, you have to get a perfect score. No dead officers, no dead suspects, no dead civilians. Like, non-lethal. Find all of the evidence and do all of the optional objectives. It's a real bitch. 250 for each. Oh my god. Oh, that hurts me in my lack of a soul. Yeah, that's why I have the daily self-care check-in. It doesn't record a streak, but it, like, if you check in once every stream, it'll tell you how many streams you've been here over time. That may get reset soon, just as a warning in general, because I am looking at switching to streamer.bot, because I will have so much more functionality than I do with Firebot. But it's gonna be like a long process to get it all set up. So that will not be anytime soon. Crazy guy, hello! And thinking Satnik has disposed of people before? Only in video games. For legal purposes, I've only disposed of people in video games. You're up to 248. Damn. You practiced it one time, Nikki. Let's go. It's 5 channel points, Nikki. Storytime massage. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see. What story should I tell you guys from my massaging? Here's a good one. So, I haven't seen them in a while. They were kind of, we come as we please people, but I had a mother-daughter duo coming in not long after the pandemic ended. So mental health for pretty much everybody has been trashed at this point. And daughter's a minor, still in school, high school. And they both would get shiatsu. And shiatsu is a very energetic style of massage. And it's, I want to say it's an easier introduction to massage than Swedish, because you stay fully clothed with shiatsu, provided you're not getting cupping. So they came in and like the daughter was nervous as all get out. Mom is going to stay in the room. By legal reasoning, I believe she was I think it's 16 where a child can ask a parent to leave the room for massage. There's different rules depending on healthcare type. So I think mom had to stay in the room. I don't remember. We're going back like 3 or 4 years. Anyways, she's nervous, like very nervous. She has a lot of anxiety problems in general, but the pandemic has not helped. And I don't often super practice the energetic side of my skill set. Like Shiatsu is energetic. I'm going to be practicing it. But I tapped into things I haven't tapped into in a while for working with some Reiki with it, mixing that in along with guided meditation. And I have not done guided meditation for anybody since my ex, because he needed it to get through dealing with needles. And he had cauliflower ear that had to be drained. So I was doing guided meditation for this young girl at the same time as giving her a massage, and just night and day difference. Night and day difference. Her mom was just so profoundly thankful because she hadn't seen her daughter that calm and happy in literal years. And it always like anytime I'm having a day where I'm doubting myself or whatever, I kind of think back to them, because it's the little things that can have such a profound effect. And massage may not be that profound for some people, but for this one person, I'm pretty sure it revolutionized the world for her. And I taught her afterwards just the basics of meditation so that she could take that home and work with it. And I think I saw them 2 or 3 more times after that, again sporadically, and I haven't seen them in years now. So I always hope that they're doing well somewhere and that life has been treating them good. What do we have here about channel points? The 5 add up each stream. I mean, there's that. You have over 670,000 channel points. Woof, you want to be naked? Yeah, some people want to be naked for their massage, and that's fair. There's one channel where you have over 1 million points, so the streamers have been active lately, so it's not increasing. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of channel points. I don't have 1 million in any streams. You do not count. Had cupping done once and it wasn't bad, but you don't think you'd get it again simply because your skin will be red for a while after cupping. I describe cupping marks as octopus hickeys because they do leave perfectly round red marks, just like a hickey. And cupping effectively works like a hickey. It is suction applied to the skin, which is drawing blood to the area and lymph, which can help accelerate a healing response because it is drawing all of that stuff to the area. It's alerting that area that it needs extra attention. It can help break up fascial adhesions, which can be important for scar tissue work. So cupping can be very beneficial to people with like a C-section scar and stuff. And it can help draw stagnant muscular waste up out of the muscles and back into the bloodstream to be recycled by the body. So I personally very much like cupping, but I know it's not for everybody. And he fixed a dislocated joint along with realigning me. You cried and it was in happy tears. Sheer pain you're in, you're being relieved. Yeah, and that's good. But you do appreciate the work he does and the work you do. Yeah, yep, exactly. I'm not a big fan of chiropractors personally, because they're like, for every good chiropractor out there, there's like 6 dangerous chiropractors. And this is evidenced by people who regularly get chiropractics that work on their neck. They have, like, they go in for a radiology scan, and radiologists can see all of these like micro tears and scar tissue from where the neck has been hit with so much force so often that the chiropractics is actually damaging to them. So some chiropractors are not safe. That's not saying all chiropractors are not safe, but some of them are not. Just be careful is the takeaway. Well, I got long messages that I can't read from a distance. Hang on. Hang on. Let me put this one on the tray. I got 1:15. only thing to help you, but it's so expensive. Massage can be expensive. Yes. Yes, it can. Usually if you go to a sole practitioner, it's a little bit cheaper than if you go to a spa, because spas have to price for the overhead. You counted to 670,000 a minute ago. Oh my God. You could get you a man. You'll never get a man going to a massage therapist, because that would potentially lose them their license. Just so you know. All of your issues, that way they know and won't break you. You can never walk after a chiro appointment. Yeah, if you can't walk after, then that's not good. When it came to your chiropractor, he definitely has weird ideas and he's kind of crazy, but at the same time, when it comes to his work, he let you know when he's touching you what exactly he's going to do and whether or not it's going to hurt. Just feel weird, and I appreciate. Yeah, that's always good. Communication is really good. That's really, really good. Some bad memory for me. Went to a kinesiologist when I was a kid and took you once. The guy worked on me and you nearly passed out in the lobby on the way out. Woo, yeah. Yeah, that's not good, Nyvex. That is not good. Not if you accidentally run into each other at a store. I mean, here's the thing, Nikki. You could accidentally run into them in the store. That is a good thing in theory. Oh. Timer just beeped. So let me spin. I'll keep talking while I go to get the cookies. So you could bump into them in the store. Legally speaking, so that he does not lose his license, he would no longer be able to have you as a client wherever he works. And legally, it is usually thought that a professional in that kind of industry, whether it's chiropractics, your doctor, a massage therapist, etc., etc., they have to wait a year past the client therapist relationship before they can date. Oh, Nikki's getting spicy with Seamus. I'm letting you wish, Nikki, but I'm also giving you that reality. Giving you that reality. Amber, thank you. I love it. Welcome in. How are you? We're going to finish this tray, and then I'll put the next one in. Because this is the last tray I can set up for right now. And I've got to let the first one cool a little bit before I take the cookies off. And I actually have to put my cooling racks and stuff out on the table. I haven't done that yet. Just got some dinner in the oven. Ooh, what's for dinner? What time is it? 6 o'clock. I guess it is dinner time on the East Coast. I'm having cookies for dinner. Yep, a 1-year waiting period. What the fuck? This isn't shotgun roulette. It's not shotgun roulette pepperoni. It's peanut butter cookies. Do you not want peanut butter cookies? Are you telling me I don't have to share with you? Because if that's the case, I won't. It's 5 p.m. for you, but you made stuffed shell. Excuse the fuck out of me. I would like stuffed shells. Okay, that's it. We're going to Amber's for dinner, and I will bring dessert. Everybody, get in the hippie bus. We're on our way. You'd rather play shotgun roulette. Oh my god. Gonna go make some broth for you to eat for dinner. Your stomach's all screwed up. I hope your stomach feels better, crazy guy. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciates. Okay. Now we just gotta smush them a little. She is now. Amber's the one who's right above you in chat. We met Amber through Allie. Amber streams and plays a lot of DBD. Like a lot of DBD. I catch Amber on at the weirdest times. Speaking of, I have to get back on DBD and finish out the anniversary event. I've just got one set of quests left to do. And then I'm done and I should have all the items and yada yada blah blah. And then I can put it away for like another month. Because I don't play DBD like I used to. Everyone is converging on the stuffed shells. That's right. Better get another panda then. Absolutely. Oh, okay. I see, Pepperoni. The stuffed shells are worth not playing Buckshot Roulette, but not my peanut butter cookies. I see where I rank here. You don't need a whole lot. No need to throw in a... Now that you'll gladly go... See, I can't have garlic, so... That's all you, Nikki. Go hop into the hunting game for the community challenge and unlock the cosmetics. There you go, Carrie. We need another spinny spin. Rigatoni Panini stuff with a boot up his ass real soon. Yeah, no garlic because of the IBS. Garlic is one of my triggers. Set that over there to continue the cooling process for a moment. I need to grab this so that it's a little closer. Put the second tray in. There's still more in the bowl. I just don't have any more trays. Start the timer. Come look at chat while I grab my other stuff. Streams to early after work because it just works better trying to... Yeah, absolutely, Amber. I don't know how to really make stuffed shells. Ah, I see, Pepperoni. But will you make yourself peanut butter cookies now? There's the question. Or are you going to risk letting our father be the one to make the cookies? Because he's been struggling a little bit with that. Eat your shorts. Your sluffer potato and garlic bread. You can stuff the shells. Stuffed shells really aren't that hard. I made them once before. I'm pretty sure you were here for that, Pepperoni. I'm pretty sure. Because I did non-traditional stuffed shells. I did an Alfredo sauce with broccoli for the stuffing. And they were delicious. I might add this. This is what I need. And then I need the other spatula to get them off of the tray. It's crazy lazy, right? Right? Jumbo shells and stuff them with a ricotta mixture and top it with meat sauce and cheese. Exactly. It's very simple. I just overcomplicate it because I make either my own sauce or have to add other crazy things in with it. Okay, let's get these off of the tray. Peanut butter cookies. Peanut butter cookies. It's been so long since I just set out to make a plain batch of peanut butter cookies. Are you ready for all the cookies that are going to be at camp, Ethan? Pepperoni. Rigatoni. Because there's going to be a lot of cookies at camp. It's going to be a deliciously good time. There's round one onto the cooling rack. That goes there. I can spin you guys again. Woo. There we go. Cooking with Nikki 101. We make easy, delicious foods, right? You'd use 2 pounds of ground sausage and 2 tubes of chorizo. Holy crap. That's a lot of meat. You're at your mama's. She kept talking about your Alfredo sauce. She have to wait for me to go to the store. She didn't want to wait, so she ordered Olive Garden delivery instead, and we waited. Oh my god. The irony. Your mama coming off of anesthesia is fun. Makes sense. Makes sense. Jeez, mom, right? Right? Nikki's mom is so funny, though. So Nikki came up, God, it was a year ago this past May, for Pepperoni and Marissa's wedding, Ethan and Marissa's wedding. And the entire time she was here, her mother was like, kept lecturing her about not getting sold off into like sex trafficking or whatever. So one night she was on the phone with her mom while we were all present. And I was just like, don't worry, we got a good price for her. Oh, it was so funny. Her mom sort of saw the humor in the situation. I'm pretty sure we were like in and around the hot tub at that moment. Good times. Good times. Poor mama, right? Watching her, your nana, and your nephew, so your dad could have a break. That's fair. It's fair. Dads need breaks too. Because stuffed shells without freight, they're so good, Amber. They are so good. I haven't made stuffed shells in a long time. I really should put that on my list of, I need to make this soon. I honestly, like, despite the fact that I'm making cookies, I've been trying to be more carb conscious because I would happily eat a diet that consists mostly of pasta. And I also would like to lose weight. So like, I can't eat a diet consisting mostly of pasta. So I'm actively trying to find meals that do not involve a lot of bread so that I can have my carbs as my sweet, a little treat in the evening. Love you some Alfredo. You were too sunburned to be. Yes, I remember that because Nikki thought it would be a really good idea to go kayaking without sunscreen. Ass Alfredo, by the way, a bomb ass Alfredo sauce recipe that is so easy. It's only like 4 to 5 ingredients. We make easy foods. Yeah, easy is good. Restricting carbs is hard for you, Dr. R&B. Me too. Me too, but I'm trying my best. I'm also like, I've switched to, instead of having cereal for breakfast, I have a protein bar. Does it have chocolate and stuff on it? Yes, but it's lower sugar, I believe, than my cereal, and it has 20 grams of protein, which I desperately need. So I'm doing that in the morning, and that holds me because of the level of protein for several hours. Like, that's all I've eaten today. I've had a protein bar and I'm drinking water. And then sometime after stream for better fiber intake and probiotics and stuff, I'm making yogurt smoothies with frozen fruit and bananas and stuff. And that'll tide me over for a little bit. And then I'm eating like one small solid meal to try and get the stuff that I need, the nutrients and everything, but not overeat. And, you know, cut down on those carbs and the sugars and everything, that like the fake sugars. Obviously, fruit sugar is going to be what it's going to be. Oh, Alfredo on your ass. You want to eat it? So the ass Alfredo thing, it's going to happen because my community and Glaze community intermingle. Glaze started this. This is Glaze's fault. Hashtag blame Glay. Anytime you use ass as an adjective, you just repeat the thing that they said after it. So when you said you make some bomb ass Alfredo sauce, we all repeat ass Alfredo. It is a habit at this point. I literally think this in my head when I'm listening to people talk in environments where it would be inappropriate for me to echo it. It's great when the channel mods get along. Yes. Yes. Seamus is a dirty old man. Just hashtag blame Blake, exactly. Just hit him with squirt bottles if he gets to be too much. Hit him with all the squirt bottles, bonk him with the horny hammers. And you wouldn't care. Listen, we were at my family's house for Christmas. And somebody said that they had dug a big asshole, and I immediately said, asshole. Thankfully, only Pepperoni heard me and just gave me this look of like, what? And I was like, don't ask. Don't ask. You've heard Allie do the ass thing? Yes, and it comes from Glay. That's right. That's right. Squirt him. I've got to get a squirt bottle emote just because of Seamus. Yes, and Seamus is madly in love with me. He is. He is. Even if the only gift he got me today was blowing up the bathroom with his daily constitutional. Had to light a candle for that one. Don't worry, I'll pay him back in kind. 30 seconds on the clock. Makes new rules be needed. Yeah, right? Right? You do it regularly, Seamus. I'm gonna spin you guys now because we're gonna be taking those cookies out of the oven. I got 20 seconds on the clock. Get my mitts. And I'm just going to stop it now because the 10 seconds that are left will be covered crossing over. Oh, they look so good. Now I'll get the next tray to go in. And if my theory is right, these ones are going to be a little more cooked than the ones that we have presently because of the dark color of the tray. Start the 10-minute timer. Bring these over here to cool away from the hot, hot oven. And then it's back over here to continue rolling cookies. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record player. That's right. That's right, Nivex. Seamus and I have already been discussing what the next iteration of Bake With Me will eventually look like, for the record. Because we have started to discuss actively, or more actively anyways, with my brother and my dad and my sister-in-law about the fact that we want to buy my dad's house. We're not gonna, make my dad move, but right now my brother and sister-in-law live with my dad in my dad's house. It is my childhood home, and I love it and the property, and Seamus can handle it. He wasn't super thrilled about the idea at first, but the idea's grown on him. So hopefully within the next 2 years, we are into that house, and it will be a bigger kitchen with a different layout, which means adjusting how I do the stream. But we've also begun talking about building me another computer. And even though the one I have still works just fine, I would turn it into a stream box, and I would do a dual PC setup for streaming, which would mean that I could put that PC onto a rolling cart and literally bring the whole thing out here to plug into my laptop with the capture card versus having to remote desktop in, which would certainly streamline things. It would mean I could use multiple cameras. We could have different angles, like upgrades. Upgrades. Heard the oven go off. I went to add cheese to the top to finish up. He comes out asking where all the food went. Super sad. Aww. Don't know how many times I stop myself repeating ass after someone says ass. Right, Amber? Right? The struggle is real when you're working. Yeah. Yeah. It's addictive. It's addictive. If you're anywhere in, like, a Discord that anybody from Glaze community is also in, and you use ass as a descriptor, you will get a whole series of people commenting after you, ass whatever you said. A whole series, like 6, 7, 10 of them. I watch it all the time in the Set the Tone Discord. It's fucking hilarious. Ass whatever. Exactly, Amber. Exactly. You understand the assignment. Once I get this tray of cookies together, I will take the other ones off. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is tray number 5. So let's see if we've done 4 already. That would be 4, 5.5. So this is 6 3/4 dozen right here. When I do the next tray, it'll be 7 dozen total, right? Because every 3rd tray we get an extra dozen. So that'll be, no, it'll be 8 dozen. It'll be 8 dozen. Smoosh. Doing that mental math, baby. Because we get 1 1/3 dozen with every tray. Smush them down with the fork. You will be ass-immolated. Ass-immolated. That's right. You will be, Nivex. Ads are incoming. Apologies to those who get stuck in them. We just are gonna keep on trucking with making trays of cookies. Right, this one sits here to await its glorious indoctrination into the oven. That sounds terrible. That sounds absolutely terrible. But that's exactly what it's waiting for. Doggo is happy she got leftover shells. Ooh, one lonely egg you had left and all the animals got cheese tacks. You gotta give them the cheese tacks. His ass is on fire. And your hair is catching. That's how it works, Seamus. You've heard the song. Although the song goes the other way. Your head was on fire and your asses are catching. Charlie Daniels, I believe. Pretty sure that's part of Charlie Daniels. One of his songs. I used to listen to this song religiously, and do you think I can think of the name? Absolutely not. I cannot. I can hear the song. I cannot tell you the name of it. Could I sing it? Also, no. It's not a thing I'm very good at, is singing or drawing what's in my head. Still pretty warm. Uneasy Rider. Thank you, Pepperoni. If anybody's gonna know what song I'm trying to think of, it's Pepperoni. Chiba after his birthday stream. Yeah, right. Right? I need more water. Oh, delicious. What am I on the timer? 3 minutes. 3 whole minutes. All right, tray number 6. This was the second one though. So what isn't it? Uneasy Rider like 67 or something. You got water, cheese puffs, and a buddy bar for later after dinner and a cookie. It's computer time. Let's go, Carrie. Let's go. Sounds like a good night. Have you gotten to wear your felted hat out anywhere yet, Carrie, or has it been too warm? Yeah, my brother's brain is like a steel trap for music. He always used to play with our mom. What song is it? Quick, what song is it? He still asks me that sometimes, and I'm like, don't ask me. Don't put me under this pressure. Much too warm, you got it trimmed and you need to sew down the... Oh! Sounds like you're making lots of good progress on it, though. It came out really cute from just what I've seen of it. And that's in the Discord for anybody who is wondering. Carrie thought she could just be sneaky and stream without us knowing making that hat. But I found her. I was like, excuse the fuck out of me. What do you mean Carrie's live? Immediately messaged Seamus. Once it gets colder, you'll put it in a craft show sale. Mostly made it to make it. You know what? That's fair though, Carrie. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with deciding after the fact that you're just gonna sell it. You had fun making it. That's the important part. That is the important part. Ugh, squish. I got like maybe 2 trays after this left, maybe. Definitely getting more than I bargained for. I should update the recipe in Discord on how many it makes. Because it makes a lot. I probably could have gotten away with a single batch, but YOLO cookies. Oop, there's another piece of the dark brown sugar that didn't quite mix. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. We gotta take the cookies out of the oven. One of her knitting creations, trying to remember which one. Ooh. Ooh. Oh God, they smell so good. Set them down. Next tray goes in. It's up to 78 in this apartment. Shocker. Start. Spin. It didn't really turn out darker, no. So I'm pleasantly surprised. It did not turn out darker. Welcome back from the ads, friends. We're still going. We're still putting cookies on trays. It's also been suggested to me, making these cookies reminds me of it because I do make this recipe for the Christmas cookies. It was suggested to me, now that I have 11 types of cookies to make, that I find a 12th type of cookie. Seamus is just cringing and yet overjoyed at the same time. That I find a 12th type of cookie and I just do 1 type of cookie a day for streams and do the 12 days of Christmas cookies. I am loosely considering this. Some of them could warrant a whole day by themselves, like the candy canes and the bonbons. But other cookies, like the peanut butter blossoms and the butter dreams, I usually do those the same day because they're relatively simple. But I am considering just breaking it up into 1 type of cookie a day, and that gives me a little bit more time in my day. I just have to be more diligent and there would be less breaks. Because usually I build into my cookie baking a couple of days where I can just not bake and not stream. New this coming year are going to be the wands. I'm going to have to teach my sister how to help me with those probably. Oh God, that's going to be an affair. That's going to be an affair. And then I would just have to pick out 1 more kind of cookie and I'd look for something simple. Turtle dove? That could be fun. What's a turtle dove? I've never heard of turtle dove cookies. smushing the batter back together so that I can get it in the scoop easier. Oh, from the lyrics. Oh, no. I'm talking cookies. One of the guys in the club making a custom leather pack for it, gonna be a portable rig. I think that's what POTA means, is portable. Seamus is talking about ham radio. Yeah, this would be the 12 days of Christmas cookies. It does have a nice ring to it, I'm not gonna lie. Parks on the air. Ah, got it. Different cookies on each. Yes. Yes, it would. That's the going thought process that was suggested to me. Having fun baking a different cookie on each of the 12 days. Yes. Are the caramel and nut candies you get in the... Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Definitely a consideration. Yeah, because I have enough complicated cookies in my arsenal for Christmas, so I wouldn't want to do another complicated one. Some people have suggested that I just do the snickerdoodles as part of it, but the snickerdoodles for me are more of a summery cookie. Like they're not a Christmas cookie. I don't associate them with Christmas. And I kind of like most of my Christmas cookies to be special. Something that I really only make during the holidays, so that they're looked forward to. Because I absolutely do not make the chocolate crinkles outside of Christmas. Fuck those cookies. I did start my timer. Yeah, I did. I don't make the Christmas balls outside of Christmas time, even though that recipe could be adapted for literally any colors and any shape. Who does that? There you go. Get him talking to somebody in Maryland. He loves this stuff. So there's that. The sugar cookies I have done outside of Christmas, as I have done the Spritz, but for the most part, they are a Christmas only cookie. The Butter Dreams I only make during Christmas. I only do specifically peanut butter blossoms for Christmas. Obviously, just basic peanut butter cookies I'll do anytime, but taking the time to unwrap all of the Hershey Kisses, I only do that for Christmas time. So yeah, I would just need one more cookie. The E1s are going to be another one that are strictly for special events like Christmas, because holy fuck, we made half a batch, and there were like too many cookies. The E1s are also going to be the only cookie I cannot ship. So the E1s are going to be for my in-person family and friends only, because they will not survive shipping unless I can learn from my aunt how to make the less airy E1s that my grandmother would make. I only know how to make the airy ones at this point, because that's all Marie knew how to teach me. That's the only recipe that she has, and her recipe is a little different from my grandmother's, but the taste is basically the same. So lots of specialty cookies. I also only make the thumbprints for Christmas. The thumbprints are fun. They're tasty with the jelly in the center. Okay, press these down. Never too many cookies, just not enough milk. Oh, listen, when half a batch of cookies, makes half a bushel of cookies, or a quarter bushel or something, like that's a lot of cookies. It took Seamus and I, because I didn't really have anybody that wanted to take these off of my freaking hands, it took Seamus and I like 2 months to eat all of them. They don't go bad though, because they're just fried cookie dough and powdered sugar. They're absolutely delicious. And you actually have to let them dry for a little while before you can put powdered sugar on them. And they are a 2-person job minimum. They are not a cookie I can just whip out by myself. So my sister has already volunteered to come over and help me with them. And I will probably have to take her up on that. Okay. Tray number 6 put together. Let's take the cookies off of tray number 3. And we've got 2 minutes on the clock. Spin this around here. I guess they are a tiny bit darker now that I've got them next to each other, but not significantly. I appreciate too that these are a cookie that's spread minimally. And I like a classic bite-sized cookie. I don't need these giant cookies that take me 15 minutes to eat and put me in a sugar coma. I like to be able to grab one cookie, eat it in a couple of bites, and just like you get your sweet tooth satiated without having to feel super guilty. If that makes sense. This should, in theory, be the last tray. It should. Got 1 minute on the clock, so I'm just gonna grab some water real fast. I realize that you guys have gotten tilted at some point. Probably would be nice if the stove didn't look like it was tipping over, eh? Probably would be nice. We got 30 seconds on the clock. Ugh. They look so good. Where are we at? 15 seconds? Close enough. Close enough. Tray number 4 out of the oven. Tray number 5 going in. Ooh. Start that timer. And now you're tilted for here. And it's just the angle. The angle at which the tablet and everything is. Let me just straighten her up a bit. There we go. That looks better. That looks better. Okay, I think this is gonna be the last tray. There's really, like, I'll show you guys. There's really not a lot left in this bowl. So I should not get that much more cookie out of this. Try to stick it together here, because the longer it's like out and being used, even though it's humid as fuck, like I have AC going, so it is dehumidifying the air in the apartment somewhat, and it leads to the dough losing its moisture to the air and getting crumbly. When I squeeze it, I'm getting it to be decrumbleized, but it's crumbly in the bowl, so there's that. There is that. Wow. Hi, Hera. Hi, little girl. She's down at my feet. I don't know if you saw her walk in behind me, but she's down at my feet. Oh, you're gonna lay on? Okay. She's laying on this. I have a fatigue mat, and this is one of her favorite places to lay. Why? I don't know. Apparently because it's a little softer than the hardwood floor, I guess. She's a cat. I don't understand. She was so funny last night, though. So in my can't sleep spell, I hear this like caterwauling, just yowling. And I'm like, what is wrong with Hera? Like, what is going on? I hear this every now and then at night. So finally, I come out. I'm mainly because I was going to record her because Seamus is always asleep for this and never hears her do this. And it's just, like, it cracks me up at this point. Because I don't get it. I come out. She comes trotting over to me, stops her caterwauling, gets pet, and goes to bed. And I'm like, were you lonely? Well, probably maybe 30 minutes later, I get back up because I have to pee because I have a small hamster bladder. And I'm walking down the hall to the bathroom and I stumble upon, and this is the hall that she ran out of to greet me, mind you. I stumble upon a toy mouse. What she was actually trying to do was tell me that she had killed the mouse and she would like me to come congratulate her. Caterwauling, good word. It's one of my favorite words. I cannot request 50 dozen due to the peanut board. Oh no! Are you allergic to peanuts, Full Speed? Also, welcome in, Full Speed. How are you doing? Are you allergic to peanuts? Or do you just not like peanuts? Because if you're allergic to peanuts, I should not have included these in your guys' package of Christmas cookies this past year. He thought he loved peanuts. He loves peanuts, but he might be allergic to peanuts. Seamus. Can't eat Reese's. Okay, interesting. There are a lot of my cookies you should not have eaten then. But it might just be peanut butter if that's the case, because a lot of my recipes use almond extract, which is a nut. And I'm pretty sure I checked with Collect that there were no known allergies before I sent you the Christmas cookies. Collect ate most of them. Okay. This year then, I'm gonna have to make note. I will write down for Collect which ones contain the nuts so that you can avoid them, because I don't want to send anybody into anaphylactic shock with my cookies. That is definitely not on my to-do list. No dying. 0 dying from cookies. 50 dozen snickerdoodles. I don't make snickerdoodles at Christmas time. I don't make them at Christmas time. They are not a Christmas time cookie for me. I got plenty of other cookies to make. And also, I'm not making you 10 batches of snickerdoodles, Full Speed. You don't need 10 batches of snickerdoodles. Jilly, hello! Peanut butter cookies sound so good right now, right? You need 600 cookies? For what? They'll go stale before you can eat them all, Full Speed. And the only way to keep cookies is to have the dough frozen, not the actual cookie that's been baked. I've only got like 1, maybe 2 cookies left in here. Let me just try to Play-Doh up the dough by squishing it into itself to grab all the little chunky bits. Yeah, that's too big for 1, but it makes 2. Challenge accepted, you'll buy milk. Oh my god. Snickers have nuts, do the dudes. Snickerdoodles do not have nuts in them, no. Snickerdoodles do not. I'll pull that recipe out just a second. have cookies to take off the tray, but first I'm gonna rinse my hands free of the grease. Because the bowl is empty. I don't know how I got peanut butter all the way up my arm, but I did. I probably hit against the edge of the bowl at some point and just didn't notice. Bonus is that I get to stand in front of the air conditioner while I rinse my hands off for a moment. It's warm and humid and sticky. Peanut butter, eggs, and flour. You might also make some cookies tonight. Let's go, Jilly. Favorite cookies are molasses cookies, but you haven't figured out a way to make them at home yet. It's on your list. I don't think, well, I think I had molasses cookies when I was a kid. I personally do not particularly care for molasses. Molasses also doesn't particularly care for me. So we almost got a full dozen. We're one shy of our last dozen on our 7th tray. So 6 trays would be 8 dozen. We're one shy of 9 dozen cookies. So I guess the recipe actually makes 4.5 dozen, not 3. Minute and a half left on the clock. I'm gonna spin you guys while I take stuff off of the tray. You're not a fan of mole asses either. Are the Dutch cocoa cookies. So, are you talking about cookies made with Dutch cocoa, or are you talking about a very specific recipe that's called Dutch cocoa? Because if the former, I do have a chocolate crinkle recipe that I make with Dutch cocoa. If the latter, I don't know that recipe. There's Hera again, coming back out of the living room. Oh, and I startled her by walking back over this way. Because of course I did. Oh, we got 8 seconds on the clock. I guess that means we can take these out of the oven. Ooh, ah. Come on, let me grip. Even the oven mitts are like, it's too hot for this shit today. Set those down. Next tray goes in. We start the timer. I'll swing you guys back around like this. Whichever ones your grandma would buy from the store. Oh! Now I think I know what you're talking about. And I think I had them like once, and I just barely remember them. Just barely. So I'm gonna drop this here because this recipe is in the Discord as well, but my snickerdoodle recipe, as I open right to it, it does not have any nut oils at all. It is shortening, which is like Crisco, sugar, eggs, flour, cream of tartar, baking soda, salt, and a cinnamon sugar mixture that you roll it in. That's it. They are very classic, traditional snickerdoodles, and there might be a few people in this community that have become addicted to these snickerdoodles. I am a snickerdoodle snob. I grew up with that recipe. Those are proper snickerdoodles, not these garbage ones that are glorified sugar cookies that you get sold commercially in most places. And I have now spoiled / ruined a few people's lives with this recipe because there's no going back. Dova, hello. Hello, welcome in. How are you, friend? While we wait a moment, I'm just going to get things into ye old sink here. Because now I know I'm not going to reuse the bowl. I can start filling things with water. Hi, Hera. Hi, Pippi. What's going on? Are you going to show yourself on stream there down on the floor? Yeah. You showing your pretty face off? And then walking away? Yeah. Sounds about right. Sounds about right for you. She doesn't know what she wants to do right now. This can go down like so. That can go in there to soak. These items can get their own water for soaking. Oh, that's very hot. As it should be, but oh, that's very hot. And then these also need to get in here to soak. Okay. That runs enough water. Then I have the stuff here to pick up to go in for the soaking. God, that sounds so ominous when you say it that way. The soaking. This sugar is contaminated, so into the garbage. Those in there. Had a little rearrange and refresh of your decor and apartment space. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I love it when you make things feel better energetically. Yeah, Hera. Friend Kate also makes some amazing OG snickerdoodles, and they've also ruined your life because you can't, yeah, exactly. You can't have them any other way. Once somebody's made you proper snickerdoodles, there is no going back. That's it. The end. Game over. It's the only way you can have them from then forth. There's sugar all over the recipe card. Set that in there. I'm just doing some little tiddly bit cleaning real fast. Somebody once commented to me, one of our friends, when they came over to visit, and they were working out in the garage blacksmithing with Seamus, and I was in here and I made lemonade. I made a nice pizza roll lunch, and I made, I think it was a pie for dessert. Like, I went all out. And they came in and they thought I had prepared this like days in advance because the kitchen was clean. Their wife is not a clean as you go person and just like makes a mess of an area and then walks away for a little while. And so he didn't realize that you could actually have a clean area while baking. And I was like, oh, you poor person. That's rough. Put my recipe away. Back up on the shelf with it. These are trivets, by the way. They just sit up there. Okay, we gotta take some stuff off of a tray. Collect hello. She's like full speed. Apparently. Apparently. How are you, Collect? Welcome in, friend. All right, let's get these off of this tray. We've got one in the oven and one to go in the oven, and then it's all done. Then it's all done. All the cookies. Sweet, beautiful, delicious peanut butter cookies. I may have run out of room on my cooling racks. We may have to eat one of these cookies. And by may, I mean we will. Because what's the fun of baking streams if I don't try them right then and there? I heard that. One of my teammates is here. I don't know which, but one of them is. I'm in a position where I can hear right now. It's a miracle. Let me grab one of these cool ones because I don't need to be burning my mouth. Cherie! Hi, Cherie. It's one of my Set the Tone teammates. Oh no, the horror. I gotta taste test the quality, right? Sick, and he just sprayed you with cold water for calling him out? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry that you're sick, though. That sucks. You want a cookie, Cherie? I don't blame you. Thank you for the lurk, Dova. So, there it is. A beautiful peanut butter cookie. It's still soft on the inside. It breaks so nicely. Mm-hmm. Dinner has been done and eaten. Couldn't finish mine, but your daughter sure could. Hey, somebody ate it. Somebody ate it. That's the important part. He was sick, NDH, and then today your body was like, family. Oh no! Sharing is not caring when it comes to germs. Sharing is not caring when it comes to germs. Mm-hmm. These are wonderful. These are very good. Seamus, do you want one? That's a stupid question. I hear him getting up out of the chair. Have your pick. That's one of the hot ones. That's also one of the... He took two of the hottest ones. Like a gremlin, he's just like... And skittered back into his office. Oh my goodness. Oh, Seamus. You know, bringing leftovers to work is kind of nice though, Amber. It's kind of nice. I'm gonna spin you guys this way. We got 30 seconds on the clock. And I also need to move some in. Warm cookies are the best. These were a little beyond warm. I need to move some into the cookie jar, which this was my grandmother's cookie jar, by the way. This jar right here. This was my grandmother's. So that I have more space. I hear that. Stop. Don't stop believing in the cookies in your life. Sorry. Sorry. I know that's like super off key because I can't sing on key. Last tray going in. Ten minutes on the clock. All right, so as I was saying, some of these cookies need to go into ye olde cookie jar so that I have space to take the others off and put them on the cooling rack. I don't even have to worry about the bread right now because it's so humid out. These cookies should not get stale, which is hilarious. And I don't know, there's just something homey to me. And maybe this is just a very traditional viewpoint of mine, but there's just something very like homey and cozy about having a full cookie jar in the house. And my grandmother, she always had this cookie jar full for us grandkids. Did she bake all those cookies herself all the time? Absolutely not. No, nay. She would buy Chips Ahoy cookies and just put them in the cookie jar. Because as a grandparent, it was her right to sugar us up and send us home. And she did. Oh boy, did she ever. Move these over here to let them finish cooling off. Cookie jar's almost full. It's a lot of cookies. I think this cookie jar might fit more than my other cookie jar. Get these off of the tray. Oh, they just look so wonderful. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. Peanut butter cookies definitely aren't my favorite cookie, but I don't dislike them. I think Snickerdoodles are my favorite cookie, honestly. Which is why, time and time again, I just go back to baking Snickerdoodles. Because they're delicious. I also put an ask in Discord, and I got some pretty favorable comments about how people would feel if I repeated recipes so that I could do more baking streams. And the overwhelming consensus was, yes, stop overthinking, just do it. Because I was overthinking like needing to always have unique content, do unique recipes, don't repeat so much. And the response was, just repeat. We like to see you bake. Let me see what I missed now that I can look at chat. It's definitely better than you stopping somewhere in the way to get something. Absolutely, Amber. Leftovers are way better than that. I remember being a kid and sneaking down in the basement with Grandpa to get Girl Scout cookies. Oh, God, the crack. The Girl Scout crack. Yes, if you put Chips Ahoy cookies in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds, they come out fresh baked. You're not wrong, Pooji. You're not wrong. I just couldn't be bothered. Is my hair... No. Okay. For a second there, I thought my hair was unraveling, and I was like, what? My grandparents would always take my sister and I to get chocolate chip pancakes after staying the night, and then take us home right and then take you home right after. Exactly. Cookies, food, yes. Yes, Sherry. Yes, 100%. I mean, if you're gonna do more baking streams and have an overabundance of baked goods, there is a way to get your hands on these baked goods, Amber. Message me. I have rules, but you're one of the people that I know is not a creeper. That's the number one requirement. I have to know you're not a creeper before I will ship you cookies, potentially. It's not for free, but I have a system in place to send out some of the cookies. Yes, there will be more baking streams. I have like so many recipes that I want to bake with you guys, but I also like to go back to my tried and true because sometimes I just want chocolate chip cookies or brownies or Snickerdoodles or what have you, and might as well fire up stream and hang out with you guys while I do it. Yes, I do ship cookies, Jilly. I do, because you can't see it very well. Let me see if I can tilt it so you can. Yeah, that shelf up there, a lot of these are just desserts, and then there's another shelf up here that's got desserts in them. So I have like a lot of things that I could share. Let me bring my phone here so that I can just keep an eye on timing. 4.5 minutes. So like I have, and I've never done any of this on stream. I need to go through this to pick one. I have oops, sorry, I smacked the mic. I have the cheesecake cookbook. I can't ship cheesecake, but I would like to do a cheesecake at some point. And I love doing cheesecakes like this, so you can just have bite-sized cheesecakes. I actually have, and I think I maybe have looked at making a recipe from this. I might have made a recipe from this. I actually have the Pusheen cookbook. And like the everything in here is so cute. Like, look at this. Look at this. Is that not adorable? I don't know if I could make them look that damn good, but I would try. I would freaking try. So I've got that. This is my tried and true cookie cookbook. It's literally called the Cookie Book. This is the same one my grandmother used. Just a new version for me. This edition was printed in 2002. The original copyright, though, is 1963. So I have like, how can I get you to see these properly? There you go. You can see all my little tabs for things that I work with. Thank you, Spooky Lattes. You wish cheesecake could ship? Good, it's your fave, right? Right, and there are actually recipes in here that I haven't tried yet that I want to, which is what some of the markers are for. So I've got that cookbook to explore. I have B. Dylan Hollis's Baking Yesteryear. I need to get his next one, but I want to explore that. I have a very kitschy one that is Swedish recipes that I confirmed with my Swedish friend that they are actually Scandinavian recipes. So somebody was getting rid of old cookbooks out of their grandmother's house after she had passed, and she's like, "Do you want these?" And I was like, "Yes." So I have this that I would love to explore through. I've got some really nifty things. But then there's also, I just want to go back to the basics, like banana bread. I say I'm due to make banana bread soon, but the reality of it is I have a loaf of banana bread in the freezer that needs to be reheated and eaten. So that might be soon. I might be reheating banana bread. Maybe next week I'll reheat it, get it out of the freezer, and then I'll be able to make more banana bread, because banana bread is delicious. But not with nuts. We do not eat banana bread with nuts in this apartment. Okay? I've never put chocolate chips in it, but I would accept chocolate chips. But no nuts. I don't want nuts in my bread. Never. Never, never. No, no. No. Not for me, thanks. You love nutless banana bread? Same, Nikki. Same. You love good banana bread. I also love good banana bread. It's one of the recipes I have in the cookbook I put together after my mom passed away. Her banana bread and her pumpkin bread. Oh my God, the pumpkin bread. Yeah, so my banana bread recipe is 2.5 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of soft butter, which is just room temperature, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 egg beaten, and 1 cup of mashed banana, which is approximately 2 bananas. Of course, you want them to have the brown flecks on the skin, because the riper they are, the sweeter they are, and the better the bread. So, and this recipe from this cookbook is also in my Discord. I keep all of the recipes that I make on stream in my Discord with an easy to find catalog if you're ever interested. That everyone goes crazy over in the fall. Yes, Jelly Bean, yes. Nuts and banana bread is heresy. Yeah. You've made a... Oop. Hold the phone. I'm just going to go grab this out of the oven real fast, and then I will read that message. Ooh, I'm not going to spin you guys for this one. And then we gotta turn off the oven and turn off the oven light because the oven is off. Okay, back over here so I can read things. I've made pepper kakor. I absolutely mispronounced that, Jilly. I absolutely mispronounced that because your heritage is also very Swedish and you highly recommend them. I will keep that in mind. Let me just, you know, grab a little screeny shotty of that comment so that I have it available. This is how I save things. I just take screen grabs so that I can go look stuff up because I don't know if that's in that book. I'll look in just a second. The other week at work, you were on a muffin baking kick. I haven't made muffins in years. Made banana strawberry muffins, blueberry strawberry muffin. Ooh, I've never heard of a banana strawberry muffin. That sounds good though. I'm guessing it's like a banana muffin with strawberry chunks in it. You'd rather than not being you. Oh my God, Nikki. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. Let me see. Let me see if that recipe is in this little book. Because there's an index in the back. English index. It is not in the English. Let's see if it's in this Swedish North Scandinavian index. Because you may have spelled it like they... Oh, it is! It is! Page 60. Let's go see what this is. What are they called in English? Swedish ginger snaps is what pepparkakor is. And I know I am mispronouncing that. So this recipe says it is the tangy fragrance, not fragrance. Oh my Lord. The tangy fragrance of these cookies is part of the wonderful smell of a Swedish Christmas. Ooh, maybe these will be the 12th Christmas cookie in the 12 days of Christmas. Wonderful smell of a Swedish Christmas. They should be rolled as thin as part. Oh my God, that's a thin cookie. Set out cookie sheets. Set out whole blanched almonds. I would skip the almonds. I don't like almonds. Sift together and set aside 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of ginger, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Cream until softened. 1/2 cup of butter. Add gradually, creaming until fluffy after each addition. 3/4 cup sugar. Okay, so we're creaming the sugar into the butter. Add gradually, beating thoroughly after each addition. 1 egg. And 1.5 teaspoons of dark corn syrup, which would be molasses. Blend in dry ingredients in fourths, mixing thoroughly after each addition. Although I bet you could also use golden syrup for this. Chill in refrigerator for several. Oh, it's gonna be sticky. Chill it for several hours. Remove some of the chilled dough and place on a lightly floured surface. Roll about 1/16 of an inch thick. Holy balls, that's thin. Cut with lightly floured cookie cutters into various shapes. Cut almonds into small pieces and place 1 piece in the center of each cookie. Again, I would pass. Transfer cookies to the cookie sheets. Repeat with remaining chilled dough. Bake at 375 Fahrenheit for 6 to 8 minutes. Carefully remove cookies to cooling racks to cool completely. Makes approximately 7 dozen cookies. That is a consideration. Sounds decadently off. You skip the almonds too? Yeah. You want German ginger cookies. I wonder if they're similar. Maybe. I don't have a cookbook that would have German ginger cookies, but internet would be easy enough to find that out. Swedish way is food's paper thin, apparently. Apparently. But I don't mind that. They're supposed to be ginger snaps, so I guess that's how you get the snappy mention to them. Eye out for at-of-state sales and book sales. Yeah. I really should go to estate sales to find the old cookbooks. We're not using fermented fish. We're not fermenting anything with fish. We're not using fermented fish. That is a big negative, Ghost Rider. Not happening. I don't need any smelly fish. What was it? Oh, apparently Dap being a Danish fellow that I met through Mem, who is my Swedish friend currently living in Finland. Dap has had pizza with those smelly fish on top of it. Who ruins a good pizza with those nasty canned fermented fish? I don't even remember how to pronounce the name of them, but it begins with an S. And they're horrifying. All right. The cookies are officially complete. And that means, my friends, that it is time for me to become Desktop Sam again. Which means very briefly, you're going to have fish cookies. No fish cookies. No fish cookies. They are not sardines. It is literally, I think it's herring that is shoved in a can to rot and ferment, basically. And you, like, these things come with a warning to not open in an enclosed space because it smells so bad. So bad. It is a whole thing in and of itself, and it is horrifying. But all right, I am going to wander back to be Desktop Sam. So you're going to get just, I'm not going to bother with the BRB screen. You're going to get like this blank space for a minute, and I will meet you back at my computer in just a second. Because it doesn't take me long to walk there. It just takes me a minute to, you know, turn the camera on and switch the mics. It helps if I actually unmute the mic. I had a moment. Excuse me, Obsbot, if you would please, like, focus on my hand for a second. Now focus on my face. Thank you. That's better. That's better. Oh, it's back to Desktop Sam. Let's go. Let's go. And since we're back to Desktop Sam, as many of you know, that means this is the end of another glorious Bake With Me stream. I love these streams, you guys. And I love that you come to hang out with me for them and chill. And we just have a nice time. And I swear to fuck, Twitch, you need to stop dropping frames. But since we have made it to the end, it is time for me to find a nice cozy place for us to go hang out. So I need to see who's on, who's doing the stuff and the things right now. So just give me a minute to take a peek at my list. You guys are amazing, though. You guys are amazing. How many people are gonna be making cookies now that I've influenced you with the sweet decadence of peanut butter cookies? Have I gotten any of you to desperately need them? Because obviously, like, we're good to go. We've got the cookies. You are, Jilly? Hey, let's go. You want to do some baking now? You should. You should. Highly recommend. Oh. Hello, teammate. What are you doing in food and drink? I've never raided this person before. Oh. I don't know what they're doing. But we're gonna go say hi. They've just gotten started. Their name is Mama Sin. The first thing I saw was quite a nice corset. We're gonna put it that way. Snooze that, please, and thank you. You messaged your bestie for some snickerdoodle cookies. Hell yes. Hell yes, Jilly. I approve. All right, you guys. I am gonna try to be back tomorrow for a pop-up stream. We need to finish Felix the Reaper. So I'm gonna try to get on tomorrow so that we can finish that, be done with it, so on, so forth. That way, starting Wednesday, we can have like a clean slate. What time tomorrow, you ask? I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. I don't normally stream on Mondays, so it's gonna be a mystery to me. I will post on the Discord and on the socials about it when I have a better idea. So there's the Discord. Get your butt in there if you haven't already. Socials, there's plenty of them to follow. I'm trying to be better about YouTube. I do have some new nail art stuff up, so, you know. Oop. Seamus and I hit it at the same time. It's all good. So there you go for that. We're gonna go say hi to Mama Sins. I don't know what she's making. But she's dressed up as a pirate. It says it's Summerween Subathon, so we're gonna go say hello. If you are subscribed, you can use the first raid message with the mandalas. If you are not subscribed, you can use the second raid message with the hearts. You guys, thank you so much for being here, for chatting, for lurking, for following, for just being wholesomely, awesomely you. I really, really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you guys again. Let's go say hello to Mama Sins, and in the meantime, make sure you take a moment to practice some self-care. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you, because you matter, friends. Have a great night. Bye!